Hello and welcome to Stretford, Paddock. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. I'm joined by Stephen Howson. Another loss for Manchester United. 6 losses in our last 8 games. No wins in that time either. Almost full-strength team taking us into that game on Wednesday night that seems to be getting more and more important by the moment. What did you make of the game tonight, Steve?
I thought it started off in real good form, in all honesty. I thought we stuck him on the back foot, and when Maguire's put that in the back of the net, you're thinking, it's going all right, this. And then it was almost like that getting disallowed took the wind out of our sails, or it woke Chelsea up, and they kind of dominated the rest of that half then. It wasn't like as bad as it's been. It just wasn't good, if you know what I mean. But what wasn't good was you've just put out your best 11, what you hope is like an audition for the final, and no one really stood out in a good way.
No. But let's talk about that audition then, because like you said, a lot of analysing this game would be repeating things that we've said a thousand times, or certainly, dozens of times this season. I think Rasmus Hojlund has got a lot of attention this season. He's got a lot of attention again tonight. What did you make of his performance? I know obviously we don't have other strikers available, but do you think there's a chance that he doesn't start him tonight after that?
No. I don't think there's any way he doesn't play. I don't know why he kept him on. Honestly, why was we keeping him on? Do you think he was going to play him into form for that last half an hour in the game?
Yeah.
On his performance, it's as bad as I've ever seen a centre forward performance. And I've just done 10 minutes on my own channel on him, so I don't want to go over him too much. He's not the reason, although actually he kind of is the reason we're here. But at the end of the day, he's just not good enough. There's only so many times you can say he ain't good enough before you just start sounding mental. He isn't good enough. He's not been fucking good enough all season. He was a prospect last season. He was one that we came into this season going, well, if he has his best ever season, he'll be all right. And guess what? He didn't have his best ever season. He had a tragically horrendous season. And I don't know if he ever gets it back. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, Joe.
Some of it is a bit hard to explain. And there was the fight in the centre backs thing. It's like the ball's coming and he's looking the other way, and even now he's doing the things he used to do with a bit of energy and a bit of sort of effort. It seems like because he's lost all his confidence and maybe he didn't want to get injured for the final or whatever. Tonight in particular, it seemed like he was even doing those wrong things at half pace, and that is obviously an absolute recipe for disaster. We've been linked with Delap in the summer, obviously I think probably comes in and starts ahead of Hojlund. Do you think there's a case to be made that United need 2 strikers this summer and maybe Hojlund moves on?
I don't think you're going to do it. You can make a case for anything, really. But there's
Would
making
you make
a case
that case?
for it.
Do you think that we should do that?
No, because I almost don't think he's fucking worth replacing. Because I don't think you actually you just need to. One replaces him. You don't need 2 to replace him. We're essentially playing with 10 men whenever he plays at the moment anyway, because he does nothing. He doesn't fucking press. Joe, if he was cutting about the gaff like Tevez used to, you'd have a case to be like, do you know what? We ain't scoring, but he's working hard, isn't he? Because no, he ain't actually. He's fucking walking. Look at his body language when you see Bruno shaping up. You know that this fucker just spams crosses into the box. You know that's what he does. If you've ever watched United once, you can identify, when that little fella gets on the ball, he's going to smash something towards the opposition goal at some point. Yeah, our centre forward, the fellow in number 9 on his banner, we paid 70 million English pounds for, is basically looking at the floor, walking back from an offside position. He's not made any attempt to get on his toes. There's a chance of a fucking goal here. So don't tell me it's not he gets no service. No, he doesn't fucking help himself when it comes to any service. Harold Bastard Maguire is on his toes and moving towards the box like a prime fucking Drogba, and you've got Rasmus Hojlund cutting about the gaff like he's a fucking work experience kid that needs a shit. It's ridiculous, Joe. Absolutely ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I can't have anyone defend him at all anymore. There's not a single fucking thing that he does that makes any level of sense.
Work experience kid that needs a shit is something that's new to me, and I'll be honest, that caught me off guard. Looking at the rest of the team, and like you said, we've spoke about him a lot, and at some point, it's just we're stating the obvious over and over again in terms of criticising him and looking at the problems. But unfortunately, I do agree with you. Looking at other players then, and the team generally, does it worry you a little bit that that was potentially could be the starting 11 for Wednesday, and it's
I think it will be.
Yeah. Do you think that we should have rested players like Tottenham did, so at least they can go, we lost, but we might not have done if we'd have played our full strength team. We ain't got that excuse.
It ultimately don't fucking matter, does it? And that's the sad reality of where it is now. Is that United have lost another game in this biblically shit loss streak that we're on, and everyone's kind of just going,
yeah,
oh yeah, we lost another game. It's not good enough, and is our only saving grace that we might have an excuse that we weren't quite as bad as we have been, or maybe we might not have lost if we'd have played our 11. No, I don't know why he played them. I'm sure he's probably giving a press conference at the moment where he says, yeah, I wanted them to play together ahead of the final. I wanted to somewhat along those lines. And you can make the case to rest them. You can make the case to play them. Ultimately, there is no right answer. All that matters is you win the game, right? That's it.
Yeah.
That's all that fucking matters. How's... I don't know. I can see where you would come from to play your strongest 11, and you go, do you know what? Maybe go and get a decent result away at Chelsea, a tough place to go. Get a bit of momentum, feel good factor going into that game because we've been on this biblically shit loss. No, we're not going to do that no more. So now he's probably on the coach on the way back thinking, fuck you lot, honestly.
I mean, we saw his obviously punching Tellers up earlier in the season. His hand was all scuffed the other night, wasn't it? We didn't really hear what happened that led to that. We don't really know. But I do think he is definitely furious with this team and furious with the performance that they're putting in the league. And Bruno he didn't say it, we don't care about the league anymore, but he said it's hard to get motivated for the Premier League when there's nothing, there's no improvements to be made. We can't get European football. There's nothing. I don't think, the owners might care the difference between 15th and 16th for that couple extra million, but I don't think the players care particularly. Once the European football was out of the equation, they've given up, haven't they? Do you think the Premier League, Europa League disparity in performances is just because we're playing non-English teams, or do you think it is that gap in effort and in motivation because of the fact that there's actually a trophy on the line? As in, do you think we can take a step up when we play Tottenham on Wednesday?
Theoretically, yeah, but I don't. I think habit matters. I think winning, being a habit matters. I think doing the right things because they're the standard matters rather than picking and choosing when to fucking perform. That's pathetic. You're professional athletes at one of the biggest clubs in the world, treating it like some fucking kick around. You're extraordinarily wealthy individuals because of your ability to play football and perform at the highest level. We're essentially saying that you are the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, hence why you get paid, very handsome yearly salaries per week to do this job that you do. We expect you to actually turn up with a level of professionalism and do your fucking job. Simple as that. And there's not one of them can look themselves in the fucking mirror after that performance today, I don't believe, at least anyway, and say, do you know, no, I actually fucking put a shift in today, because I don't think any of them did. It was just poor.
Yeah, it was. Right, thank you very much, Steve. Thank you for joining us at home as well. Hit subscribe to the channel already, if you haven't already, should I say. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. Another poor performance, as you said there, Steve. We'll see you in a bit.